And welcome back. A special good evening to our listeners of Acoustic Worship Radio. First off, the government of Dominica will invest $20,000 in the Good Hope Farmers Cooperative Society Limited. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit made this announcement at the official registration ceremony of the Good Hope Farmers Cooperative Society Limited this afternoon.
I came here to make a commitment, but I think you have suggested that it is doubled and that you have asked for a grant of $20,000 to help your cooperative to better serve its members. I want to say to you that the government will provide the $20,000 to you. We look forward to continue to work with you. Of course, the Ministry of Agriculture being your main point of contact in terms of programmatic engagements.
Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. Interim President of the Good Hope Farmers Cooperative Society Limited, Ashil Groove, says the cooperative is dedicated to developing a model that promotes sustainable agriculture.
It is a great honor to stand before you today to celebrate a milestone that means so much to our farming community. The official registration of the Good Hope Farmers Cooperative Society Limited. Just over a year ago, our journey began with a conversation with our cooperative officer, Ms. Shirley Joseph. Today, we are proud. We're proud to stand united as an official cooperative. Our foundation was built on shared struggles, poor market access, low produce prices, and limited resources. But we held on to one thing, and that was hope. Together, we have pooled our skills, land, tools, and passion together, and we're here today. Now we look forward to a future. Our vision is to become a model, smart, sustainable, and inclusive agriculture, one that empowers youth, embraces innovation, protects environment, and ensures food security in Dominica.
Interim President of the Good Hope Farmers Cooperative Society Limited, Ashil Groove. Meantime, Minister for Community Development, Greta Roberts, reaffirmed the government's commitment to the development of the island's cooperative movement.
This registration today marks only the beginning. What comes next will depend on how consistently you work together, communicate, and uphold the cooperative principles that have brought you to this point. As a government, we reaffirm our commitment to the growth and development of the cooperative movement as a vital engine of economic growth for all of our communities. Let me assure you that through the cooperative division, we will continue to provide the necessary guidance, technical training, and capacity building programs to ensure that you remain sustainable and well poised for growth.
Minister for Community Development, Greta Roberts. Dominica and the People's Republic of China have an agreement for the dispatch of 4 medical practitioners from China. The Chinese medical practitioners are to serve in Dominica for the next 5 years.
It is a great pleasure to sign this protocol between the government of the People's Republic of China and the government of the Commonwealth of Dominica on the dispatch of the Chinese medical team for the period from 2025 to 2030. So this protocol is designed to next 5 years. The renewed protocol that we have signed just now represents another important milestone between our two countries. Since the first China medical team arrived in Dominica in 2009, cooperation between our two countries in the medical field has grown stronger, yielding remarkable achievements. For the past 16 years, 40 Chinese medical professionals have worked shoulder to shoulder with their Dominican colleagues at the Dominica-China Friendship Hospital. With expertise, compassion, and dedication, they have brought healing and hope to thousands of Dominicans, including during the most challenging time of natural disasters and of the COVID-19 pandemic. Their work has saved lives and forged a lasting bond of trust between our two countries.
China's ambassador to Dominica, His Excellency Chu Maoming, Minister for Health Kasani Laville, says China has impacted Dominica's health sector in a positive manner.
Over 16 years now, they have partnered with us with medical cooperation to provide specialists to us in areas where we have had deficiencies. This partnership today, this agreement and protocol, is yet another reminder of the commitment, the sincere commitment to a lasting friendship between our two countries. We're indeed grateful for this commitment for the next 5 years to providing specialists in 4 areas that are very much needed in our part of the world. We are grateful for your lasting friendship. You have not only showed your commitment towards developing here in terms of our infrastructure, our equipment in healthcare and health services, but not only that, towards training and providing the human resources to increase and improve our healthcare outcomes. That you have done. And we are certainly grateful for the impact, the lasting impact that you have had on the lives of the people of Dominica.
Minister for Health Kasani Laville. The process to establish the Minimum Wage Board for the revision of Dominica's minimum wage has begun. That's according to Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Labor, Gloria Joseph. Joseph told the Voices of Change program on DBS Radio this morning that the board will recommend a new structure for Dominica's minimum wage.
We have taken seriously at the Ministry of Labor, seriously the pronouncement in the budget, and we have actively started the process for constituting the minimum wage board, and we will see a lot happening in the coming days as the board seeks to meet the obligation to present a recommended revised structure for the consideration of the minister, of the government, and then we would expect the pronouncement to be made when it has gone through the administrative process by, and no later than, by the 1st of October 2025. And also to invite interest, if you wish to have something considered and you want your voice to be heard, you're saying that I may not be consulted with, I may not be part of a consultative forum, but I want something to be considered, feel free to document it. It must be formalized. Document it, and we will present your considerations to the board within the quickest possible time.
And that was a Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Labor, Gloria Joseph. The Minister for Finance announced during the 2025-2026 budget presentation last month that a new minimum wage review would begin, with updated rates expected to take effect on October 1st, 2025. The Acting Labour Commissioner, Kelvin Packett, says the review of Dominica's minimum wage is essential to alleviate the effects of current economic challenges.
The minimum wage review, I believe it is critical. It's a critical exercise for Dominica, and as it ensures that our wages structure remains aligned with the current economic realities, cost of living, and the dignity of work. It is important because it safeguards vulnerable workers from exploitation by setting a legal wage floor that guarantees a basic standard of living. And also it promotes social equity by reducing income disparities, particularly in sectors with historical low wages. We know that there were some places that even pay below the minimum wage, and that would help regulate these problems. And also it strengthens economic resilience as fair wage contributes to increase in productivity. If people are paid well, there is a possibility you will receive more from them. It also improves morale and greater consumer spending. So all these things. And lastly, I believe the minimum wage, if it's reviewed and revised and put in effect, it supports our international obligation also, which is to the ILO, the International Labour Organization conventions and CARICOM agreements, which calls for promotion of decent work and fair pay.
Acting Labour Commissioner Kelvin Packett. Economic activity in the Grand Bay community and Dominica by extension is expected to receive a significant boost this weekend with the hosting of the 2025 Breakfast Fete weekend. The 9th annual Breakfast Fete event is scheduled to take place on Saturday, August 9th, 2025 at its new venue, the Geneva Playing Field in Grand Bay. Organizer of the event, Dominica's Goodwill Ambassador and Buyo King, Asa Banton, says this year's event will live up to the high standards set by the previous years.
Breakfast Fete have a huge economic impact on the entire island. Before it happened, while it happening, and even after it happened. There's so many people making outfits right now, brown outfits, every year we do a different color. And this year, the color is brown. We chose the color brown to represent one of our fallen soldiers from Granby, Sherwin Brown. And so many people are ordering outfits, buying outfits locally, making outfits. The seamstresses are busy. The saloons, the hotels, taxi drivers, the barbershops, the restaurants, bosses, everybody making money. And during the breakfast fete itself, during the event, you have all these vendors in Granby, on all the shop owners, the bar owners, all these people make money during the entire breakfast fete weekend. And even our local bus drivers as well, because our breakfast fete tour, we have over 30-something buses and taking people to different parts of the island. Like this year, we'll be heading to Scotshead. So the people from Point Michel, Sufui and Scotshead will be making some money as well, because we're going to bring the foreigners, the breakfast fetters, to this part of the island. So everybody's making money. The Airbnb, the hotels, most of them are, matter of fact, all of them are booked in Granby. I'm still getting calls, people looking for places to stay. Fort Young is booked, Ocean Edge is booked. So breakfast is really creating a huge economic impact in the island of Dominica right now.
Organizer of the event, Asa Banton, meantime, a lighting parade in the streets of Grand Bay will kick off this year's festivities.
We actually started with the Breakfast Fete weekend, the most anticipated weekend in Dominica, the most excited fete, it's finally here. So we're starting with the lighting parade, Friday, August 8th. That will be happening on the streets of Lally, coming from the community center, going down on the streets of Lally. We had it last year, which was a huge success, and this year expected to be bigger. Then we have Saturday, which is the main event, which is the 9th annual Summer Day with Breakfast Fete. So many bouillon artists and different artists, and we have Mr. Killer as well, crazy soca jab artists will be here as well. And then Sunday, we have the Breakfast Fete cool-off at GX Bar and Lime. And then Monday, we have the island tour. There's no more spaces on the boats. The boats are filled. There's 2 boats coming from Guadeloupe. Both of them are filled. There's one with over 400 people. That one, the people is actually coming to Dominica for the breakfast fete. And Saturday as well, the boats are filled.
And that was organizer of the event, Asa Banton. The government of Dominica has introduced a measure to address the shortage of farm labor on the island. Minister for Agriculture, Roland Reyes, says the cabinet has approved the farm labor policy. He says, however, certain conditions will have to be met before individuals from abroad can arrive here to work on various farms.
If all our targets that we have set, if we don't have the hands to do it, it's not making sense. So cabinet took a deliberate decision to approve a policy, but it's not just a policy to bring in migrant labor. It's a policy that has other components which we must pay attention to as well. I know the hot one is if migrant labor, we get a lot of requests, but thus far, we're able to assist some farmers in approving visas through the Ministry of National Security to bring in farm labor, properly vetted. It's not bringing in migrants, but bringing in farm labor. They have a proper agreement to sign with the Ministry of National Security, but just to reiterate, if you are a solid commercial farmer, minimum 5 acres of land fully cultivated, you express interest to the Ministry of Agriculture saying that you need a farm labor. We would then send our extension officers to verify that you have that land and the establishment is on the ground and you're in need of farm labor. We would have that recommendation. Then our ministry writes to the Ministry of National Security recommending farmer A for 2 or 3 farm labor, and it's still left to the discretion of the Ministry of National Security to provide the visas for the farm labor to come in. So you can bring in Indians, you can bring in Filipinos, you can bring in DR, you can bring from anywhere. But it's migrant labor we're encouraging, but you have to meet certain requirements. It's not a wash your foot and come. We're looking at commercial production.
And that was Minister for Agriculture, Roland Roye, taking us to the end of this evening's National Focus. Up next is news from the region and international.
It's in the feeling in our we talk. It's in the meaning in our spark. It is the thing that sets us apart. Who we are. 'Cause the rhythm of life is bumping. Together going strong. No matter what, we keep things going. Before we will go all in. Our hands up in the sky. Celebrate and come, let your rhythm flow.
DBS News.
And welcome back. Now news from the region. Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister Kamala Persad Bissessa seeks to assure the nation that the government is exploring three options, one being continued dialogue with the United States, despite it being deadline day for the U.S. to impose its 15% reciprocal tariff on a range of goods imported from Trinidad and Tobago. The increase is expected to affect Trinidad and Tobago's manufacturing and export sectors, while energy products like crude oil and natural gas are exempt, and major exports such as ammonia and fertilizer will face the new tariff. Today was designated as the deadline for the imposition of the tariff. Prime Minister Persad Bissessa said with regard to the U.S. tariff, the country has three options and the government is following all three options. The Prime Minister also elaborated on two of them, as she added. One is, of course, to engage in conversations with our friends from the United States. The second, that we've already begun and it's looking for alternative markets we can export, end of quote. Internationally, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he intends to take control of all of Gaza but does not want to keep it, as he meets with his security cabinet to discuss a complete military takeover. The UN warns the move could risk catastrophic consequences and hostage families fear it could endanger their loved ones. But Israeli media says Netanyahu believes it is the only way to destroy Hamas and free hostages following the breakdown of ceasefire talks. The meeting comes as Israel faces growing international pressure, including from its allies, to end the war in Gaza and allow more aid into the territory. This brings us to the end of this evening's news. Up next is sports.
Covering the nation and beyond. DBS Sports Report.
Flow's prepaid customers can now unlock big bonus rewards like bonus data, prizes, and more every time you activate a 3-day prepaid plan or larger. Activate a plan, then scratch to reveal your bonus data. Plus, get points for extra prizes. The more you activate, the more bonus data and prizes you can win. Get in on the big bonus rewards when you activate a prepaid plan. Dial *129# or visit topupflow.com to activate a plan today.
And welcome to your DBS Evening Sports Package for today, Thursday, August the 7th. First off, Dominica's Alec Athanaze says he's working on perfecting his craft ahead of the 2025 Caribbean Premier League. Athanaze, who is part of the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots team, will leave state tomorrow to begin preparations for the CPL. The Caribbean Premier League starts on August 14th with a clash between St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots and Antigua and Barbuda Falcons. Athanaze told the Off the Field program on DBS last night he's motivated ahead of the CPL.
CPL, I leave on Friday.
And how do you prepare for the CPL? Is it the same format you use when you play for the West Indies? You're going to the CPL and playing for St. Kitts this time?
It's a bit different for West Indies. West Indies, you know exactly who you're going up against. So then you would possibly get footage and then you will try to make a plan as to how you would score against that particular attack, that bowling attack. So for CPL, it's a bit different. You know you work on your skills, things you think you might need. Best is me. I sweep well, so it's me trying to perfect that craft. Me trying to work on my game, my power hitting game, trying to get fitter, trying to get stronger, and just prepare and make sure that whatever I do, I'm mentally prepared for anything that comes.
You feel very good at this time?
Yeah, I feel I am at, I wouldn't say my fittest, but I feel very good. I feel very motivated whenever I go to the gym, because obviously cricket coming up and you get a chance. T20 is more for the spectators, but as players you get a chance to go out and express yourself. So I mean, I'm a bit excited about that, so that is more motivation in the gym, and it better on my mind or better on my body when you do well at that level, like I just did in that game, and you know to yourself that alright, you have the confidence, you have the backing, you have the skill to actually perform at that level. So right now it's just about basically continuing whatever you're doing and trying to top up, add more.
Anthony says he will continue to put in the work to reach his peak within his cricket career.
Definitely, I could produce a lot more. I mean, any player that, despite performances, you always feel like, you could put out a bit more. It's just like track athletes. Whenever you run a race, you still feel like, I had some more in me. So, I mean, I'm still not at my best. I'm still very young in the cricket. Most people might say I've been here for a year or plus, but in the year, you probably just play like 10 games. When you have the other side of the world playing 50 games in a year, and then you wonder why they're doing better than us, because they have the experience, or they have more experience than us. They get to learn better, quicker and faster in better facilities. So it's just a case of me just trying to learn on the job as quickly as I can. It is quite difficult to do that on the job in the Caribbean because you don't play much games. And if you don't start up well, like short tournaments, then it will be very difficult to catch up in the end, because then you will be under pressure to perform. So it's just about really learning on the job and learning as fast as possible and trying my best to be mentally prepared for everything.
At this moment, do you think, or what are you telling yourself, you belong on this West Indies team? You think that you should be around playing more for the West Indies?
I myself cannot think that I should be there. Obviously, I have the capability of performing at that level. So, I mean, it's about me right now getting myself in tune, getting myself mentally ready, physically prepared and fit, just so when the opportunity presents itself that I could perform and do my best.
And that was a Dominican cricketer, Alec Athanaze. Kicking into some football, league leaders, Central Cooperative Credit Union Dubla, are looking to end the season undefeated as they took one step closer towards regaining the DFA Premier League title on Wednesday night. Dubla defeated Valvoline United 3-0 at the Almond Park in Dubla. The win took them to 8 points clear of their nearest rival, Belfast Estate Maho Soca Strikers. Dubla will next play the second-place Soca Strikers on Sunday at the Dubla playing field from 6:30 p.m. And coach of the Dubla team, Malcolm Bertrand, says his team is confident heading into Sunday's matchup.
Well, last night's game was a good game for us. Our intensity was good. We tried to bring the pressure on United, and I felt that the guys responded well based on the instructions given, and they executed well on the park. I do think that we are in a good place mentally. Not physically, we have a few injuries dealing with, but mentally I think we're in a good place. And we have gone through the season knowing that it is always going to come down to one game at a time, and we have reached that game. It's that game where we need a good performance coming up on the weekend. So we take it one game at a time, but that important game is right around the corner, so we're looking forward to it. Well, we're playing the second place team, Maho FC. They are in good form as well, and we expect them to bring a lot of what they have been doing before. I mean, they are playing well and they are good players, so the coach is good. So we expect them to bring a fight, and we're hoping that we can manage and we can play our game and do what is important for us to win. We have had 3 draws and we have had 0 losses so far. We are undefeated so far for this season. We're hoping that we can end the season undefeated. That would be a great achievement in and of itself, just to end the DFA season undefeated. So our guys, we're trying to stay focused on that milestone. It's not an easy league, but I mean, we try to put in the work and we try our best to do what is best for us and our fans push us all the way as well. They expect the best from us, so that is how we are right now. So we are currently undefeated. I haven't lost a game for this season.
And that was coach of the Central Cooperative Credit Union Dublat team, Malcolm Bertrand. Fast bowler Jaden Seals is back in the West Indies to put on a good showing in their one-day international series against Pakistan beginning on Friday at 2 p.m. The one-day international series, which will feature 3 one-day internationals on August 8th, 10th and 12th, will be played at the iconic Brian Lara Cricket Academy in Tarouba, Trinidad. The West Indies are coming off a 2-1 loss against Pakistan in the T20 International Series, but Seals is confident the team can bounce back and deliver in the ODI matches.
We're confident we could bounce back from it. We know where we went wrong, and it's just about putting all our skills into practice and then looking forward to the series starting come Friday. It's just about getting our tactics right and just training with a purpose, keeping our intensities high in training and work on the things that we fell short in the past games and just get better as we go along. Yeah, it's important for the team to do well, coming off a tough series loss against Pakistan in the T20s and Australia. A win is what we really need to give us back that confidence, to boost the team morale and everything. And for me personally, it would be good to do well in front of the home crowd. Playing a day-night match against Pakistan is a crucial series for us in terms of points. But my own performance is not really what matters right now. It's about the team doing well, and if I could do well for the team and help us to win, then I'm very pleased. I don't set personal goals coming into series. It's about playing my best cricket, playing my best foot forward for the team at all times, and wherever the outcome is at the end of the series, I'll be very happy with. I just take every series as it comes step by step. We know what is at stake, we know the teams that we have to play, we know how many series we need to win or how many games we need to win to not be in that situation again. And it's obviously important for us as a team to get into the World Cup without going through the qualifiers and be embarrassed, so to speak, again. So we're trying our best, we're playing our best cricket that we can, and we're working our best to get to that stage. Pretty confident, and we have a good bunch of boys. 50 of our team has been doing well, barring that one series in England where we lost. But I think we've been building well, we're understanding our rules a lot better, and we're playing together as a team.
And that was West Indies fast bowler Jaden Seals. Bouncing into some basketball, 767 Sports Club has launched a major initiative to raise the standard of local basketball by bringing in professional players from the United States. 3 U.S.-based players, including 6'8" forward Josh from Boston, point guard Davon Ware from New York, and Asad Mohammed from Los Angeles, have joined the Dominican League for the current season. Head coach of 767 Sports Club and CEO of DA Sports Vibes, Dustin Magan-Peters, says the presence of these pros is expected to inspire local players and raise the level of competition and attract more fans to the games.
Initiative is, like I said, is to enhance our league, enhance the quality of Dominica basketball by these players coming here to play in our league. And what will happen is that our players are going to have to play against them and with them. So your players have to raise their level to play against these guys. When you play against them and you see that, hey, I can hold them down. Because there are a lot of players out there who are willing to come on the island to take that experience. But that's open to any club and all the clubs. We're hoping that the other clubs will follow suit, and by next season they can link up and we'll bring in players, so you'll have like a 2 or 3 players on each club. So right now we have 7 clubs in 7 teams in the Premier, so all these clubs can have 2 or 3 pro players on them clubs here. So now that's going to enhance, and all you have to do is provide them with accommodation, like I say, and meals. It's really raise the standard of the league, and so that will raise the fan base. Because we need to build the fan base. We haven't filled the arena yet. So we need to step it up. We need to, and also calling for the fans and to support the people and to support, Basketball starts back Thursday and Friday. There will be games. 2 games Thursday, 2 games Friday, but it will be first division games, Division 1 games. The Premier still will start the following week. You know what I mean? Come and support the guys also, because that's what that brings the energy, give them energy, You know what I mean? You have to like basketball, but you can come, family and friends, come and support your the players and them, man.
And that was head coach of 767 Sports Club and CEO of DA Sports 5, Dustin Magan-Peters. The league resumes this week with Division 1 action, and Premier League games are set to restart next week. Action tips off tonight with West Coast Ballers facing Perky's Pizza 767 SC Young Ballers at 7 p.m., followed by Canefield Tigers taking on Maho Gators at 9 p.m. On Friday, Dr. Darrow Pichle Falcons 2 will go up against West Coast Credit Union Real-Time Ballers at 7 p.m., while Detroit Blazers 2 will meet Dennis Charles Seahawks in the final matchup of the night at 9 p.m. Into some more sports here. David Weiss has been named the captain of St. Lucia Kings for the CPL 2025 starting next week. The defending champions, St. Lucia, had won the title under the leadership of Faf du Plessis, who had opted to play in the 100 over of the CPL this year, but has since withdrawn from that competition for groin surgery. Weiss had played a crucial role for the franchise last year, scoring 121 runs in 7 innings at a strike rate of 168.5 at an average of 40.33 with the ball, and he picked up 13 wickets with an economy rate of 8.34. Weiss had been with St. Lucia since 2021 and has played 26 matches for them overall. Although he has represented South Africa between 2013 and 2016, Weiss has played cricket for Namibia, and still his retirement in 2024. The CPL starts on August 14th with a clash between St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots and Antigua and Barbuda's Falcons. St. Lucia starts the campaign on August 17th against Antigua and Barbuda Falcons in Antigua. In more sports here, Vice President of the Dominica Amateur Athletics Association, Walson Packett, says the Athletics Legacy Scholarship Program is an investment in the dreams of young athletes. On Tuesday, 3 secondary school students, Dejanik Didier of the Westmar Rangers, Naila Allen of the Striders Athletics Club, and Keone Esprit of the Pioneers Athletics Club, were presented with the Dominica Athletics Association Athletics Legacy Scholarship Program. The inaugural scholarship program was introduced by the Dominica Athletics Association to support secondary school athletes based on financial need.
Your journey so far is a true reflection of Dominica resilience and spirit. As sons and daughters of the Nature Isle, your perseverance mirrors the unwavering strength of your people who have stood through tall storms, rebuilt after adversity, and consistently celebrated the unique pride of our nation. You stand today not only as athletes, but as ambassadors of Dominica's future, carrying forward the same determination evident in our rich cultural traditions, our Creole heritage, and our vibrant community life. This scholarship is more than just financial support. It is recognition of your academic commitments, your athletic promise, and your potential to inspire future generations. We all know that balancing training, academics, schoolwork, and the demands of life, especially through this tough economic time, takes a lot of dedication. Your continued achievements are testaments to what strong will and community support can accomplish. The DAA Athletic Legacy Scholarship, supported so generously by our sponsors, is an investment in the dreams as well as the soul of Dominica. Our ability to come together for the good of our youth, much like we come together for our annual independence celebration, all our festivals, and all our community events. It demonstrates the power of unity and shared purpose that we all have in the sporting community.
And that was Vice President of the Dominica Amateur Athletics Association, Walson Packett, taking us to the end of this evening's news and sports. A special thanks to the DBS News and Sports team and Link personnel, DJ Hilleboy.
Flow's prepaid customers can now unlock big bonus rewards like bonus data, prizes, and more every time you activate a 3-day prepaid plan or larger. Activate a plan, then scratch to reveal your bonus data. Plus, get points for extra prizes. The more you activate, the more bonus data and prizes you can win. Get in on the big bonus rewards when you activate a prepaid plan. Dial *129# or visit topupflow.com to activate a plan today.
DBS Radio gives you top quality service over any other for live streaming of funerals. Call us today at 448-3282.
Good evening and welcome to this evening's edition of the DBS Radio Community Bulletin Board. It is the 7th day of August 2025. We begin with this evening's edition of the DBS Radio. Death announcements on the DBS Radio Community Bulletin Board. Announced the death of Christine Margaret John Baptist of Lower Kings Hill. She died on Thursday, the 17th of July, 2025 at her residence. She was the daughter of the late Inspector Sylvester Vester John Baptist and Margaret Alberta John Baptist, former clerk of the House of Assembly. She will also be remembered by her brother Gregory John Baptist, sister-in-law Athena, nephew Sebastian, sisters Elaine and Marcella, her aunts Sylvie Lewis and Joan Francis, uncles Carty Lewis, Mervyn Lewis, Jim